Enemies from birth. One from America, one from China. Ultimate Showdown starts now. Who will be the winner? Time will tell. Let's dive right in. YouTube, vaping with Twisted 420 once again, and today I think I have one of the most difficult versus videos that I have done thus far. Actually, I've only done one so far, but yes, this one is very, very difficult. We got the Provari version 2.5 and the iTaste SVD. For people who are wondering, is it worth the extra money to go this route and do everything? This is for you. Both are great devices. Both have their strengths and weaknesses. But, yeah, there can only be one winner. That's the thing about it. There can only be one. All right, so, people, enough bullshitting. Let's jump right into it. And this is all going to be all my personal opinion, okay? A lot of people are going to differ with me. Some people are fanboys. I'm going to be unbiased in this, okay? This is going to be 100% legit, all right? We got a variable voltage device. We have a variable voltage, variable power device, all right? 2.9 to 6 volts, 3 to 6 volts, and 3 to 15 watts, okay? One thing about the Provari that a lot of people hail, and I must contest, is the thing is built like a tank, okay? It has a very nice finish to it. It's heavy. As a matter of fact, it's almost as heavy as the SVD, if not a bit heavier. It feels nice and solid in your hand. It's a nice piece. One thing I want to discuss is how you interact with these devices, because that's going to be a big deal breaker to most people. Me, myself, I'm not really a fan of the single button design because it takes that much longer for me to get to everything. Now, on the other hand, the SVD's design is not as intuitive as some people are used to, like say like a Vamo, up, down, power, you know. Let's jump up and close real quick and see how you navigate each one. All right, people, first up is the Provari with its single button design. You click it 3 times or 5 times to get into the different layouts. I got a little bit of juice on the screen. Okay, damn it, come back here. You got power up, power down, power the device on and off. You check the battery's life. You check the ohm load on your atomizer. 2 ohm on this one on the pure tank. And you can turn the LED off and on this fella. That's the last button in the menu. Son of a bitch. And see, if you don't time it right, you'll have to just wait. Then you can go back into it. Power up, power down. Alright, atomizer. Yeah, and then you can turn the LED on or off. And that's all the menu on it. Now here's the thing. Let's say I want to jump up to 4.5 volts. Okay. Hit that, let it sit. Okay, I can adjust. And bam, I'm at 4.5 volts. Now if I want to go down, hit it, get the power down, adjust down. And that's not that bad, okay? It's not a super strenuous process, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. And for some reason, when I go to check the battery life on this thing, sometimes it fires. Let's see if it'll do it right now. Yep, there it is. It's firing. Stop that. No, and then I get an error. What's going on here? I don't get it. Maybe it's just this Provari. I don't know if anybody else experiences that, but that's just something I've noticed so far. Now let's bring in the iTaste SVD. Oh wait, screen orientation's always weird. Power up, power down. Pretty quick, pretty easy. If I want to switch into variable wattage mode, I hold these 2 buttons. Bam. And I can now go variable voltage. Variable wattage. 3-click on and off. Pretty easy. I gotta give it to, as far as usability, as far as how you navigate through each device, the SVD is definitely gonna win it here. 3 taps on and off. Bam, I'm in there adjusting all my stuff and I'm vaping. Simple, right? Okay, that's enough for that. Let's dive into a few other areas. Another big difference is the chip that they're using inside the Provari, which is made here in the US. It's a 666 megahertz chip. The SVD, like a lot of other China devices, the Vamo and several other pieces, 33 megahertz chip. So that's why when you hit it, sometimes you're gonna get that rattlesnake sound. And in a minute, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Let me go ahead and let you hear it. All right, people, I got the Provari right here, and I'm gonna try to put this right up to the camera's mic, see if you can hear it. That is a consistent hit. Like, that's one thing I love about the Provari so far is the draw. Now, in comparison, consistent. This is the SVD with the iClear 30. You know what? Okay, folks, another big thing is going to be battery configurations. The iTaste SVD is telescopic, of course, meaning that I can just twist it. Bam, I can pop in an 18500, an 18350, two 18350s, an 18650, and all I got to do is telescope it to fit whatever battery I want. Pretty good. You got a lot of options, a bit of variety of what batteries you can use. By default, I got the extension cap on here. By default, the Provari fits 18490s and 18500 batteries, which I got one laying around somewhere. And this is what it comes with fresh out of the box when you order it. Standard cap. Bam, you throw an 18500 in there and you vape. If you want to use an 18650, you have to buy the extension bottom, which is about 15 bucks. And that will allow you to use the 18650. So, as far as battery configurations, it goes to the SVD one more time, okay? Let's see what else we got. And here comes the real deal. This is what it's really gonna boil down to. How do they vape? One thing I absolutely love about the Provari, remember we talking about the different chipset in each one of these? When you set this thing to 4 volts, you know, 4.5 volts, you're getting every bit of that power consistently all the way until the battery dies. It doesn't fade off. Up until the last puff, you're getting that power. And that, I must say, I love about the Provari. And that would make it a winner in a lot of people's eyes, including mine. I'm gonna take a hit off of each, which this isn't gonna really prove anything, but I like to vape, so let's go ahead and vape. Let me dig through the menus. This is a 2 ohm dual coil iClear 30. I'm gonna set it to 4 volts, have a hit off of it. The draw is fucking unbelievable, it's ridiculous. So consistent. So consistent. Now don't get me wrong, this is the best draw I have found thus far on any vaporizer. Like, the hit is unparalleled to any other that I have tried thus far. Now let's go ahead and pop this bad boy on the iClear, on the SVD, and hit it at 4 watt. Son of a bitch, I'm missing all my words up today. 4 volts, hit this one at 4 volts. And we'll go ahead and give it a go. Still a good vape. It's not a bad vape by any means. I don't know, it's hard to explain on video. You would really have to be in person and take a drag off of each one. It's the something about the Provari, it's just a giver. It just keeps on giving. Let me throw this. But yes, as far as performance, I gotta give it to the Provari. The Provari, like I said, no other vape that I've come across can hit like this thing can hit. Well, except for like mech mods, but that's a whole nother stuff. No other smart variable voltage mod can hit like this mod can. It's ridiculous. Another great thing that you hear about Provari is the ProVape's customer service. I've heard people, stories of people out of warranty, getting their device fixed for free, fast shipping. I heard that they can really take care of you. As far as Innokin goes with the SVD, if it goes bad, you pretty much just have a bad device. I'm sure if you buy it from a US vendor and you still have a warranty, which, you know, is described as you purchase, yeah, they'll honor the warranty. But as far as sending this to Innokin direct, that's probably not gonna happen unless you want to ship it to China and wait, you know, a month or so. I don't know. I haven't experienced that. I don't want to. That's not something I've ran into so far. It's so good. It's so good. I got some Ocean Breeze from Mount Baker Vapor in here, getting down in the iClear 30. Now here's another thing that I've noticed. I've had this for maybe a month or so. Sometimes, like if I use a RBA, like the RSST, and I pop it in here, see it has a spring 510 connection off in here. Sometimes when I use it and then go to use some of my other pieces, I have to fiddle around with that 510 connection a little bit to get it to fire on some of my other delivery devices. That's one downside that I can say about the SVD so far. They need a floating 510 connection in there when they do the SVD version 2, if they ever do something of that nature. But another plus, while I'm talking about it on the SVD, is ego threading. A lot of people got, let me grab one real quick. A lot of people love EVODs and Kanger T3s and everything. And if you want to use one on the SVD, bada bing, bada boom, not a problem. Now, if you were going to use something like that on the Provari, not gonna happen. It has a recessed well for the 510 connection, and you're just not gonna get anything with the skirt to fit on top of it. So, I guess as far as versatility, we'll give that one to the SVD, but the SVD also loses points for that spring 510 connection right there in the middle. I must say, all in all, I've enjoyed my time with the Provari version 2.5. It's been a very sturdy device. It vapes like a champ. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Cabron on the SMD forums. I'm going to throw a link to the vaping discussion that we got over there on the SMD forum. He let me borrow this Provari to use and do this review with. He sent this badass case too. Look at this fucking thing. Like he put a machine gun in there. But I'll chunk that down the river right now. You know, that's how nice this case is. But anyway, it's not about the case right now. It's about the Provari. Okay, the Provari, this in particular silver satin finish piece is right at 160 bucks on ProVape's website. The iTaste SVD on most US vendors is about 99 bucks for the full kit, comes with a couple of iClear 30s, multiple replacement heads. The cheapest you can find one of these, they sell some B stock blemished Provaris for around 140 sometimes on ProVape. Cheapest you can find one of these is Fast Tech, but you have to wait a few weeks. You can get just the mod for 37 bucks. So price-wise, the SVD is a big winner. And here's the question is, would I buy a Provari? There's a good chance of it. I wouldn't pay full retail for it. If I find one used on the classifieds for about 100 bucks, I'd jump on it. The feature set really isn't there for the amount of money that they're asking for this, in my opinion. Again, only in my opinion. Now, I might hold out if they come out with the Provari version 3 that has a few nice things. Maybe it can fire below 1 ohm. Maybe it does variable wattage. Maybe they change the button layout, which I doubt, but it'd be cool if they did. I would definitely hop all over this. Overall, people, and this is just me, I'm gonna give it to the SVD. Okay, for one, you can get it at US retailers for about 65 bucks. Discount Vapors has just the mod for 65 bucks. Like I said, you're not gonna find this puppy for under 140 bucks in used B stock condition. And a lot of people, here's a big thing that the Provari guys like to throw out. It's like, oh man, in a couple of years from now, is your cheap Chinese mod still gonna be working? No, the Provari will, because it's durable and such and such and such and yada yada yada. Here's the thing, people. 2 years from now, if this thing breaks, I'll drop another 40 bucks on it and get another one. I could get like 5 or 6 of these for the price of the Provari. In my mind, it doesn't make sense. Maybe there's some kind of status symbol people are trying to reach, or some kind of keeping up with the Joneses trying to thing that's going on in vaping. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But hey, maybe some people really just love the look and feel of the device, and they feel like for the money, it is the best device to get. By all means, that is fine. Carry right along. But for me, I would get way more joy from buying about 4 or 5 cheap Chinese mods over owning one Provari. Just more stuff to play with. That's, again, all my opinion. So when it boils down to it, no variable wattage, single button layout, limited battery configurations versus telescopic, variable wattage, ego threading, and a cheaper price. Sure, you won't get the draw. You will not get the same draw as a Provari with the SVD. But at the price, from a price to value ratio, people, the SVD wins in my opinion. That's just me. I'm speaking 100% from the heart. Also, I spoke to Innokin recently. If you're thinking about getting one of these from Fast Text, they do not. It's Fast Text. What the fuck? That's somebody texting really fast. No, they said that the SVDs that they're selling on Fast Tech are not genuine. I spoke to Innokin directly about this. We were talking about, but you know what? At 65 bucks, if you got this from Discount Vapors, it's still a really good deal. It's a hefty, durable device. I've dropped it quite a few times. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. So there you have it, folks. This has been my completely unbiased, 100% real deal review from my point of view on these two devices. So like I said, if you want the best vape that you can get and you have the extra money to spend, by all means grab a Provari. It's a great device. Like I said, a little iffy on the single button menu. But if you don't have a lot to spend and you want a great device, a cool looking device, I like the look of both, but the SVD kind of has that lightsaber look, I say go with the SVD. That's just my opinion, folks. And there you have it. That's pretty much all I can say, all I can think of to tell you about these two devices. Did I leave anything out? Let me question myself for a minute. For a minute here. Let me see. No, that's it. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this versus comparison review / whatever. Thanks for watching. This is Vaping with Twisted 420, and I'm out.